The Todd Shapiro Show.
Time to hit the button!
On Canada Talks, SiriusXM 167.
Hey, Todd, how you doing, man?
Sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Missed you there, I think.
Yeah, just
technology.
technology. Yeah, technology. You should know about technology.
Well, I know to hire smart people that know a lot about technology. That's what I know.
No question. No, we've had some really wonderful chats with you as you sort of document this journey of starting a company from kind of a startup to doing a big raise to eventually going public. And, everything that you've taught us, including, how to manage people and how to manage even sort of younger people and all those past shows you can see even on our YouTube channel. You get some nice hits on your videos, I've noticed. Brandon, what's going on this week for Lifted Innovations?
Yeah, Todd, I appreciate it, man. It's been fun. We haven't even been around a year yet. The company got formed back in February, and I was introduced back to the board in May. So we started out, there was 3 guys on our team. We're now at 10. We got a lot of great shareholders on board with us, and they're excited about the vision that we have. So we've been running around telling our story, trying to raise capital to build the vision that we have. And so right now, man, it's about getting talented people on board to really help us execute. Because, in the early days, when there's just a few of us, we're all doing a lot of things, and that's great, right? You're in startup mode, you're getting after it. You want people that are just excited to be on part of the vision and the team. But now it's, we're at 10 people now, and getting structure in place, having responsibilities clear, all that stuff starts to be very important. So it's just really laying out kind of a little bit more formalized process. You don't want to stifle growth, but it does need to be clear about responsibility. So that's one of the big focuses right now for us is just getting everybody clear on responsibilities and what they're accountable to, and it helps everyone. It creates some clarity for everyone. So it's fun, man. Growing pains, right? Part of a growing business.
No doubt. What's really interesting is I'm sitting here and we have a comedian in studio, Alex Wood, and I'm talking to Brandon Ward from Lifted Innovations, and I 2 things I feel like I could never do. One, ever get up on stage and make people laugh. And I know for a fact I can't do that one because I've tried and it bombed miserably and I got carried off stage once. It was terrible. And the second thing I find that would be a very challenging feat for me would be to get up in front of a room full of whether it's like hedge fund managers or big people with lots of money to invest in a vision, invest in that's got to be fun for you, Brandon.
Yeah, honestly, Todd, it is, man. I mean, it's for me, you got to be able to operate and execute because there is this, you're painting a picture and a vision, especially if the business that you're building is something that's in progress and that's a forward-looking type of project and a company that you're growing, because a lot of the stuff that we're working on is what we're building. So you have to be able to show the forward vision that you have, but you also have to be delivering on that, because I think for me that's something that is very, very, very important is to not only sell our vision but to execute on it, because I think it's easy, talk is cheap, like they say, right? So I take that very, very seriously, and for me, holding myself as a leader accountable to our shareholders and to our team, it's about being able to follow through with the vision executionally. So it's fun, man. Because you're selling the dream, right? But it's also a practical, realistic, objective-based dream that you're building, and you got to tie those 2 things together.
What's it like dealing with shareholders? And because I was thinking maybe I'd take the Shapiro Show public one day and get to hang out and talk to my shareholders. But that's good. I mean, these are people investing in and have actual shares in the company. And I mean, it's I guess what I'm getting at, you got to be direct and honest with shareholders, right?
Yeah, 100%, man. Because, I mean, those are the people at the end of the day that allow you to execute on your vision. And we're still a private company, Todd, so we've been exploring the capital markets and considering different aspects of what we can do as a company. And as a U.S.-focused company, exploring capital markets in Canada is a critical piece, being a technology company that focuses in the cannabis space,
sure.
Right? So there's a lot of value there, but ultimately it does come down to those relationships, man, because again, as a shareholder, you're going to invest into a company and you want to see return on value over time, and that's really what it's about. So you want to sell that vision, but you got to be accountable to what you're selling. I mean, that's my job as a leader, to build a team around me, is to put our vision out there, to get the shareholder buy-in, and then execute on what we promise to do. And that's it's easy to talk, man, but because if we all did that, we'd all I think everyone would have massively successful companies. But that to me is what's fun about it, man, is it's hard. It's challenging. And I'm learning that as a young CEO. It takes a lot of work and dedication, man, which is what makes it fun.
Right. That's led right to what I wanted to ask you is how many hours a week do you put in, would you say?
Oh, man. Definitely the norm is 12 hours typically on
a day,
the week. And then there's per day. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I live in San Diego.
I quit. I'd quit at this point.
Like that's where CEOs take this thing to, like, NFL coaches don't spend that much time. But I mean, this is maybe alarming. Like NASA scientists don't. CEOs all have like these certain traits in common, and that's it. Is like, how many hours a week do you work? They always answer like, I don't know. Like, it's all the time. Is that every minute I'm up?
Yeah, and honestly, Alex, that's it, man. Like, a lot of my team's in Toronto. I'm in California, so our Slack and email stuff starts going off at 5, 6 in the morning. So, man, I'm up, and I just my mind's on fire consistently. I mean, you really do. There is a bit of kind of a crazy capacity that you have to do. You really do have to love it, and I mean, it's some days. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I wake up and I'm like, what did I get myself into sometimes? Because it's just hard, and there's no easy way to do hard things, but that's also the fun part about it. And that's the challenge. And that to me is what I live for, is just trying to do something very difficult in an organized, strategic way, and getting people rallied around you, both your team, shareholders, and customers, obviously, from a value perspective. It's a chance to do something meaningful in the world for me. And that's how I see business. Is it's a tool to do valuable things in the world and share the goods, share the wealth. I think that's a change that's necessary in the world of business.
Brandon Ward joins us. Give him a follow if you want. At Brandon Ward, CEO from Lifted Innovations. When you're doing a raise and talking about all this stuff, especially having a business in a space which we've all seen with pot stocks that can be very volatile, up and down, crazy swings. Are there a lot of, do you cautious investors to say, hey, listen, the market as a whole has these crazy swings, and you got to kind of bear with a company that has a great vision, because it is not for the faint of heart, this market. And I'm talking about someone who day trades at times, who has invested heavily for a couple of years in many different companies in that space. And I'm telling you, man, there's some days I go, I'm not cut out for this at all, because your stomach gets in knots, but yet the result over time with the right companies is usually very good.
Yeah, no, I mean, and Todd, that's it. And that's when you're exploring being a public company, that's the big key piece there is disclosure and reporting and all those things. So a lot of this is you have to be very clear about risk factors for shareholders and any company that looks to do that, especially in evolving, volatile sectors of the market like the cannabis industry. The nice thing for us is, though, that we focus on the technology aspect of things, and building a platform allows us to work in this space but not directly touch product and plants, which is the exciting thing about what we're doing, and why we believe in the vision so strongly is, we live in a very tech-driven world, and the platform side of things is what's exciting about it for us, is it gives us a chance to power into technology, but linking into this very exciting sector of a growing market like the cannabis space.
Hey, Brandon, I love this stuff, man. I think these are just invaluable little conversations, and we love sort of following and documenting this journey with you. So much of our listening audience, and I think it's a product sort of what I've just done in my life in terms of evolving, believe it or not, as a human being, and really curious by this stuff. Much like we were just talking to Tommy Dreamer, not only about wrestling, but about the business of wrestling. And then when you provide some of this insight, especially for people at this day and age, I think who really want to take control of their lives and sort of not only with just their investments, but potentially running young companies as well. We can't thank you enough for your insights, and we'll do this weekly again for motivational purposes, and we need some of your motivational minutes, okay, bud?
I know you keep. I need to get that to you, man. And see, look, you asked me earlier about shareholders. Todd, I got a deliverable for you. I got to deliver on, right? So that's my outstanding deliverable to you, man. Because I would love to help with that. That's the exciting thing about being a leader of a company is you get a chance to actually inspire by action and example, and that to me is what I really love about building a company. And that's why you get up and you work the long hours, because you believe in what you're doing and the people that are around you, man. So I appreciate you guys having me on, Todd. It's fun. We're just getting started too, man.
Can't wait. Well, like, as long as you don't mind me saying it, but you're like the Gary V to our program and our audience. And, Gary Vaynerchuk's done it so well. And you sort of, you remind me exactly of that energy and exactly of that inspiration, as I always keep saying. So it's so fun to learn from you. And we'll talk to you soon. Be good in California.
I appreciate that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I hope one day live up to that for sure. So have a good day, Todd. You guys have a good one.
Cheers, Brandon Ward, everybody.
This is the Todd Shapiro Show on Canada Talks, SiriusXM 167.